It's hard for me to want someone. I, 23 female, find it hard to want anyone at all. Because of the way things are nowadays. Whenever I meet a guy I think I might like, I assume that they are addicted to their phone/social media in some way. And that if we dated they would look at prettier girls online and get bored of me. So I lose interest immediately. What's funny is that I tested this theory by googling my co-workers at my newest job. Almost every guy, including a guy someone wanted to set me up with, followed at least 3 photoshopped OnlyFans girls on Twitter or Instagram. I assume that the one nerdy guy at work, whose name didn't show up, browses forums all day and looks at girls there. Feeling special is important to me. And I just can't feel special knowing that the guy I'm with has seen better or talked to 100 other girls online who were more interesting or whatever. All I want is an older guy who doesn't use the internet more than someone would have 20 years ago. Better yet, a guy that uses a flip phone. I don't even care if he's unattractive. Yet this simple thing I want is so hard to find. And I'm so lonely because of it. I know this is gonna be hard to stomach. But the problem here is you. You've let your insecurity regarding your looks bleed into your prejudice of men. And it's not healthy. You're way too fixated on the other women dudes you aren't even dating, might be looking at, and making up fiction about a dude you've only been unfair to in your post. You're never going to escape other women. Even your fantasy grandpa sees other women in real life and normal media, and you need to be able to feel special on your own power. I believe you can do that, but you have to want to first. You have a very good point, and you are right. I am very fixated on my looks and others. But I still feel that it's harder nowadays because of beauty standards. More women than ever are getting plastic surgery and using filters, and just catering to men more in general. I know that there are women everywhere, and everyone gets crushes. But now instead of a celebrity crush here and there, and some passers-by, there's an overabundance. Am I wrong? Look at Britney Spears. Back in the day a lot of people thought she was the prettiest girl ever. But now, since it's easy to find a look-alike of her, but with bigger lips or whatever, a lot of people today would look at her pics in her prime and say she's average. I strongly think that I would have been considered a 9 or 10/10ths before social media, as I'm more of a 4/10ths in current time. And I can't tell if it's all in my head. It is. That's sort of my point. It's harder to avoid other women existing nowadays. But it's also not something you should be doing anyway. I would really try to avoid those things yourself for a while. Maybe talk to a therapist if you can about divorcing yourself from these ideas that you're in competition with other women. Because I promise you're not. I promise you lots of dudes have had crushes on you. Lots of women think they have to be really good looking or better looking than other women to have guys be interested in them and keep being interested in them. They don't. The threshold for women to be considered good looking is not that high. It's not that high for men either. I feel like everyone is missing the irony of this post, being that you tested your theory against guys that had social medias. Granted, that might just be the demographic of your work, but there are plenty of people who have absolutely no social media presence whatsoever and are intensely monogamous within a relationship, myself included actually. In fact, the only reason I saw this post is the mighty Reddit algorithm deemed it worthy of tossing in my personal feed. I mainly use this thing to peruse different posts on game design. People lament constantly about the non-existence of their ideal partners. But you gotta hunt for deer where they graze. You're not going to find the person you're looking for online. You're only going to reinforce your confirmation bias. Heaven knows the last place I would look for a relationship is on the hellscape that is social media. In my own anecdotal experience, The kind of guy you're looking for isn't the kind to surround himself with overwhelming social interaction. I would recommend visiting places a bit more casual. Bookstores, coffee shops, the occasional psych ward. Anywhere else a more grounded introvert might hide. I've personally found much more success meeting pragmatic people those ways. I despise flip phones though. They always get jammed in my pocket the exact moment I need them. You're absolutely right. You have to hunt deer where they graze. My problem is that I can't find a pasture. But your advice is absolutely spot on. Everyone is addicted to their phones, guys and girls. That's the digital age we live in. Nothing is going to change that. I don't see the point in following Instagram girls or OnlyFans. For what? Waste of time. I only check social media to view posts or stories from family and friends. So what if they follow girls? Those girls are way out of their league and they can't have them. You like watching movies with lovely male actors, don't you? Should I be threatened by them? Not to be that person, but I am one of the only people I know who doesn't enjoy watching TV. And I never crush on famous people. But to be fair, I have had a crush on a game character. And also my doctor, so I get what you mean. It's not that I'm afraid they would leave me for them. It's that they would if they could. My doctor is the only guy I've had a crush on in 5 years. He is married. I would much rather be the girl he fantasizes about and idealizes than be his actual wife. But I'm 100% sure that if I had a boyfriend I wouldn't even think about another guy. Your doctor's story is much worse. That is a real person. 99,999% of all people, be they male or female, would leave their spouse for someone better if they were offered the opportunity, be they male or female. I can't imagine any girl I've been with not instantly leaving me for Matthew McConaughey or Chris Evans/Hemsworth. But that is the thing. She can't, cause I'm the best she can get. But as said, there are plenty of guys that are desperate to the point of wanting to take any girl as their girlfriends. Just pick one and he will be forever grateful. If you want a guy that only have eyes for you, it's pretty easy. Instead you desire married doctors. What a load of rubbish. I would not leave someone. Did someone better. Easy enough to claim when you haven't had an offer of someone to start with. Interesting take. Are you a super good looking guy? It sounds like you have a deep, healthy relationship with your girlfriend that goes beyond looks. I'm going to have to disagree with that statement about desperate guys. From my experience and observation, a desperate/insecure guy will cheat or cling to the next person that lets them because it's a scarcity for them. But I guess that's the point of being desperate. They are desperate to be with someone at all times, rather than a specific person. I guess I've convinced myself there aren't guys with eyes for one person. My doctor feels like a safe crush. He is cute, caring, professional, and is too busy and old school to enjoy social media. Ironically, it seems like he already does cheat on his wife with the nurses. But since I've seen his wife and nurses, his circle, I feel that if he had an affair with me, I would be his favorite, since I think I'm prettier than all the women he works with. If I'm already the other girl, there's less odds that he will have a other girl that I don't know about. Or at least that is prettier than me. Since the nurse he flirts with isn't. Now this is just a fantasy. And I would never be a homewrecker or date a cheater. So even I'm confused why I like him considering those circumstances. No, I'm just a run-of-the-mill type of guy. Not overweight or short, but otherwise nothing to write home about. Need to work hard to get any interest and so on. Like most dudes. You mean when even having a computer was a luxury thing? And internet had its own ringtone? Even if you meet a guy who doesn't have a computer or internet, he has in fact both seen and liked other women. He will also see other women on the streets and notice who's attractive. I am aware of this and don't really have a problem with it. My problem more has to do with beauty standards. And more quantity of competition online. I do this too. And every single damn time. Every man I know is obsessed with social media and sex workers. I have completely given up on them. I feel the same as you, and I'm a 38 male. I feel the same way as you. I'm 38 and I am looking for one woman. Only I'm not interested in finding the hottest woman to go out with. I'm not interested in chatting with loads of different women. I don't use social media. I'm not addicted to that. Either I only have a photography account on Instagram. That's it. I'm not addicted to my phone and social media at all. Thanks for watching my video.